Somebody made a comment. Um, what was it, yesterday or the day before? On on a previous live stream that I did, right? And they had brought up this gentleman's name, and they were like, "Holy shit, he's basically a skinnier version of this guy. He sounds like him. He looks like blah 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 blah." So, what does Dustin do when he hears something like that? Especially if it's somebody that I've never come across. You see a lot of people, and maybe I should have done this in the first place, right? Maybe I should have done this in the first place. Like going out and looking for people who have been in my situation, right? Maybe I should have looked it up and been like, okay, well, how did they do it? But me being me, right? No, I'm not gonna copy anybody. I'm not gonna say that's my story. That's their story, right? Because there are and once again, this is society and human nature wanting to disconnect us from each other, right? So I so I looked this guy up, right? Gonzalo Lira. Very weird. Very weird. Um, him and I do sound a lot alike. Not necessarily the voice or anything like that, but definitely the things that he said, the advice that he would give. Uh, no, actually, just waking up. It's my day off. Um, but it's definitely the things that he said. It lines up with a great deal amount of what goes through my head, right, at any second of the day. So I'm looking up this guy. Oh, nice. Enjoy some sleep. I did. It made a whole difference between yesterday and today. Um, so, like, I'm looking this guy up, and it's like, yeah, he sounds like exactly what I'm saying, and you can literally look at this guy's channel and to where I kind of dove offline for years to deal with my own bullshit. Uh, yeah, I do, Dookie. It might not be the same version that you believe in, but yeah, I believe. Um, there is there is a certain I don't know, archetype, stereotype, um, phase in life that I think as men we all go through. And unfortunately, we all learn the same lesson, whether it be earlier in life or later in life. And anytime somebody learns that lesson, they try to teach it back to you. If you haven't learned it, if you haven't gotten to that point, like you it's like a child. You think you're invincible, right? I'm getting to that, Dookie. It's about synchronicity. So you can watch this guy's channel, Gonzalo Lira, Coach Red Pill. If you guys haven't heard of him, I didn't even hear of him until yesterday or the day before. Supposedly, this guy's been gone for a little over a year now. Died in a Ukrainian prison. Um, and I was watching a eulogy for him, right? And I really think the human experience, as far as when it comes to men, is the same thing, because he was doing great, like living life to the fullest, completely happy, and then all of a sudden, he didn't give up YouTube like I did when it happened to him, right? And then just try to come back to get the creative juices flowing so I could feel like myself again. Um, he stuck with it. He made it his he made it his purpose, really. A lot of people think that he had a death wish after losing his wife and kids. Um, I've heard through different eulogies people left of him doing the research over the last couple of days. Um, there was like this sense of martyrdom to him, people say. Uh, because he had lost his wife, he had lost his kids. She had taken them and left. Sound familiar? If you've been around here for any length of time, does that sound familiar? So, there's something that happens to a man when his family is taken away. Regardless of how you see that man, whether you see him as a positive person or a negative person, men deal with it the same way. Our families are our purpose, right? We're constantly taught as men that we're the provider, right? We have to go out and break our backs. Why do you think life is so hard for me being disabled? Like, I have to go above and beyond what my body can handle day in and day out to be able to be appeasing to the opposite sex, right? To show that even though I'm disabled, I'm still a fucking provider, motherfucker. I'm still that motherfucker, right? When you take a man's purpose away, it doesn't just... And a lot of people are like, oh, you're free now, blah, blah, blah. Like, you feel nothing. If we're going to get completely honest, if that woman gets up for whatever reason, because I don't know if her reasoning for leaving him was the same as my ex for leaving me and taking the kids, but like, your entire life, your entire sense of being goes out that door with you, right? And as men, we're taught to not show emotion, right? We're taught to, gruff it out, smile through the pain, act like it doesn't exist. At least that's what I've been told. But there's some kind of, I don't know. Somebody smarter than me can put more of a... Thank you, Thomas. Can put more of a nuanced perspective on it. But it literally seems like when a man loses his purpose, wife, kids, all that, it doesn't matter if he has a job left. It doesn't matter if he's left with the house. It doesn't matter if he's left with millions. Unless you're a soulless prick, of course. Like, your entire sense of being, your entire sense of purpose, your entire sense of who you are goes out the door because you've made yourself about that woman and about those kids. So Gonzalo gets left, it's been about six years ago, because he died about a year ago, or a little bit over, right? So it really seems like he, in a very cynical and very downtrodden way was basically doing what I'm doing, right? He was doing what I'm doing. He was trying to search for his purpose after his purpose got taken away from him, right? And you can kind of feel it in the content, right? You kind of if you go back and watch my old Madden stuff before I came back and started doing this, like the tone is very different. It's very upbeat. It's very positive. Even if I'm a sarcastic savage fuck, right? Even if I'm a sarcastic savage fuck, there is a sense of positivity to me. Like the grass is greener tomorrow. It'll work out. Like that, right? I still hold that positivity, but my light does not shine as bright after something like that happens. Um, so, how does one escape seeing the synchronicities to everything, seeing the strings, right? Only the magician can pull the strings. So seeing the strings, guys, for what's going on, what's gone on, how do we make sure that we don't walk down any of those paths? How do we make sure we don't? Well, I've already stated, like, everybody, it doesn't matter who you believe in, everybody says the same thing. If you get nothing, right? You don't get paid before the job is done, and if you quit on the job, you don't get paid, right? Um, so we're not going that route, but much like I came on here with I started with videos first, right? Because I didn't want to commit myself to daily holding myself accountable yet. So I would do videos when I first got back. It's so weird. It's so weird to look at somebody else and be like, yeah, that was me. And that could have been me. I could have gone down a completely destructive path and tried to be a martyr to make myself feel better, to make myself mean something since I lost, the woman that I loved and my kids, right? The paths you don't walk down, right? It's just, I don't. Come on, this is to help me work through shit, right? But we're setting up the gains, and we're setting up the breakthroughs for tomorrow, right? That's what we're doing here and now, regardless of how it looks, regardless of how I look, right? We're setting ourselves up for success for tomorrow. We do the work today for us to wake up and for it to pay off tomorrow. So we don't go down a path like that, right? So we don't go down that. We don't want to martyr ourselves, right? We don't want to die. We don't want any of that. But it's so weird to watch this guy and be like, yeah, he sounds like me. I would. It's kind of basic, if we're being honest, to compare me to him simply because I have long hair and a similar shaped beard as he does. But it's kind of basic for all of you to compare me to him like that. Like on the basis of what we have to say individually, They do align very, very closely. It's weird. It is very fucking weird. It it almost felt like having like this tablet held up to your face, and suddenly God says, this is what could have happened to you. It's so weird. Like, you just look at someone else's life, and it's literally like the divine, like handing it to you, going, this could have been you had you chose not to walk down the path I asked you to walk down. Right? The difference a single choice in life can make, right? And you might go years wondering, like, why me, why me, why me, and then just randomly you're shown somebody else with similar situations who might have made one little choice differently than you, and that's what led him going that way and you going this way. It's so weird. Like, I mean, I know it probably means nothing to you guys. You're tuning in to check out on life for the moment. Like, you're wanting to escape. Meanwhile, this is a channel about dialing back in, right? Now, I know we're not meant to harbor on it, right? We're not meant to sit in it. But it's very hard. It's very hard not to. Even when you're just trying to look at it and be thankful, right? Be thankful that in that situation, you went left instead of going right. But even in thinking about it and being grateful for that, it harbors this very, very weird energy. Very weird energy. Almost like saying, like, if we're gonna be completely honest, it's almost like it's saying, you're still teetering, be careful. Like I said, the synchronicities are very weird. If you guys look up Gonzalo Lira, Coach Red Pill, or whatever, I'm sure you'll see it too. I was just, the guy made that random comment, and I was like, never heard of this guy. That's a new one. Thanks, I appreciate that. And I go look it up, and it's like, holy shit. We're going to do it right. We're going to do it right. I'm going to do it right. I think more than anything, if we're being honest, I think that's what it's coming down to. I'm going to do it right. Society is not going to tell me my value. A woman is not going to tell me my value. Society will not break me. Women will not break me. Why do you think I've been the villain my whole life? Because they can't control me, right? You guys, a lot of people like to make a big deal about Sigma males and shit like that these days. A lot of people like to put Sigma males up on a pedestal, but those base motherfuckers, those chads, those savages, the ones that don't give a fuck, y'all didn't like us for a very long time. Like, I don't know if you guys realize that. Like, you might think it's great to be a Sigma or to be based or Chad or whatever fucking lingo you want to throw into it these days, which is honestly just regurgitated bullshit from the generation before. Let's be honest. You can say you appreciate us and you wish you were like us and everything else, but the rest of you hate us. Do you realize that? Do you guys honestly realize that? That the world, even you as somebody like, I wish I could be like that. You hate people like me. You hate Sigma males. You hate Sigma females. The ones, that's about the only woman I will give the time of day to at this point is a Sigma female. Because at least I know they'll stand up on their own and they don't actually want to use me and try to break me. Right? But you guys put this big romance on being a Sigma when there is none. Right? There's none. No romance because, at least since I've been alive, 1982, we're the ones you call villain. We're the ones you say are mean. We are the ones that get all of your ire and vitriol and hate and disgust and everything else. Anybody else here getting tired of hypocrisy? Like, it's getting out of control at this point.